start right off with some really good information on including more smart home systems and devices into your home. Tech expert Andrea Smith joins us live via satellite with some updated ideas. Good morning, Andrea. I'm always interested in hearing ways and things that are now on the market that we can incorporate into our homes.
Yeah, you're so right, Linda, because there's so many things that we do now to stay connected. When you're at work, you want to stay connected to home, vice versa. Health devices, so much cool stuff.
And actually, we're talking about ideas that not only improve your home, but could possibly improve your health?
Absolutely. So let's start with your home and your day, right? I always like to wake up and use Google Assistant because I can check my calendar, I can check the weather, I can check the traffic. My favorite way to do this is in the Lenovo Smart Display, because I can see video as well. This is Lenovo's newest 7-inch design. It's a compact size, so it fits in any room of the house. The speakers have been moved to the front for a better audio experience, and it has an ambient light sensor for enhanced photos. You can make video calls with this. It's got a built-in microphone and a built-in camera, and if you want to protect your privacy, you can just turn on the mute button and close the camera shutter. I like to use this in the kitchen in the evening. I can say, hey Google, play my music. I can watch a video of the recipe I'm using. And of course, I control all my geeky smart home devices with it.
Wow, this is so Jetsons. Yeah, I love it. I just love it. How about some innovative treatment now for seasonal allergies?
Yes, it's incredible. If you suffer from seasonal or year-round allergies like so many of us do, you can now get relief right at home with the ClearUp Sinus Pain Relief device. Now, this is FDA approved to treat the sinus pain from allergic rhinitis. It uses low-level electrical stimulation. There's no chemicals here. It's a handheld device that has 3 levels of intensity to treat the sinus pain. One treatment takes only 5 minutes. The relief lasts up to 6 hours. And my favorite part of this is it's over the counter, easy to use, and it has rechargeable batteries.
Can you tell me what the name of that is again? That is just so interesting. I know a lot of people are going to want to hear about that and get that for themselves.
Yeah, it's very cool. It's the ClearUp Sinus Pain Relief device.
Okay, oh, that's awesome. Now, I understand you even have some tips to protect your smart home systems.
Absolutely, because always-on connectivity, whether you're home or out, that opens us up to cyber threats. So McAfee's suite of security services protects you wherever, whenever you need it. You know, when you travel, open Wi-Fi is not a safe thing to use, but you are protected if you use McAfee's VPN service, McAfee Safe Connect. You can be protected from threats to your computer's power and resources, but you want to block those infected websites because that's a real threat to you. Cryptojacking blocker. Gamers are security with McAfee Gamer Security. You always just want to be safe.
Wow, that's great. Andrea, where can our viewers get more information on everything they've seen today?
You can head over to the brand's websites for more information.
That is great. I love this. Thank you so much, Andrea Smith. That is a really interesting stuff. And again, more stuff for our home, things, even technology is helping us make us feel better with our sinuses. It's just amazing. All right, listen, you're going to need money to get all these wonderful things, and we can do that for you too, because Jeff Hahn is here talking about your investments and being organized when it comes to your financial picture. So we'll do that as soon as we come back from this. Linda's Hairstyles, courtesy of Our Salon. Make Our Salon your salon. Transit Road, Williamsville. I am so glad that the weather is turning out beautiful for our grape harvest. You saw it in the paper that they really depend on, those farmers depend on great weather in September. Those last couple of weeks to get the harvest in. What do you say we have a look at the 7 first alert forecast, because today and tomorrow, and just beautiful weather here in Western New York. A perfect 77 for today. Friday, a high of 80. Saturday, 83. Sunday, 82. So we're not quite done with the 80s yet. And if you're going out to the game, remember, it's going to be a nice warm day on Sunday. And then Monday is our first day of autumn. High of 74, 68 on Tuesday, and 70 on Wednesday. So really, summer is going out exactly like it came in, beautifully. All right, folks, it is September already. Yeah, and the kids are back in school. giving you just a little more time to take care of business, your business. Certified financial planner Jeff Hahn is back from SC Parker LLC with good advice about organizing your finances and understanding your investments. Good morning, nice to have you back.
Oh, great to be here.
I would imagine people who are really on top of their own finances, you know what your investments are, really kind of walk around with a little extra, I would say, kick in their step, because you know something that an awful lot of people really are kind of in a gray area over. And there's a lot of people who really don't know what their own financial picture is.
We deal with it all the time.
Yeah.
And really, you know, Linda, we're all our own economies.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's true. I never thought of it that way.
yeah, and we're all our own little businesses in a lot of ways.
Mm-hmm.
So helping people get organized with that stuff, it's a big part of what we do. And explaining to them how their investments work,
Mm-hmm.
and especially, say, the 401k plans, or if they have old insurance policies hanging around. We had a case recently where our client, who's worked with us for years, and let me say, what we do with people, it's really a lifetime activity. And if you work on it over time, you can really take yourself to great heights. But this gentleman, his dad passed away, and he found all these insurance policies. There were 4 of them, and it was with different companies, and he had some investment accounts and bank accounts that they didn't know about, and all the rest of this stuff. So we put it all together. We worked with him. He's been into the office. We're reserving a space for him in the parking lot, right? But we've had him in and out, and we've just, one after another, we've been taking care of these things. And it just brought to light, we can help people organize things. Oftentimes they'll come in with a box of papers,
Yeah.
right? And by the time we're done with it, we have it in a very neat file that's maybe this thick, right? So
Yeah.
it's just something that we work on constantly
And
with our
that
clients.
brings up a good point. You may be organized and you've got everything going, but you may be dealing with somebody who's, like you say, is a direct relative, and they're not organized.
Yep.
And you're going to inherit that, like you say, that big pile.
Yeah, it's kind of like the basement, you know what I mean? They just pile stuff in
Right.
and leave the kids with it. So yeah, we really like to help them get that organized. And we have what we call a family meeting, where mom and dad can get together with the kids, and we can discuss the future and what the plans are. And it's really
a great
very
idea.
helpful.
It is a great idea. And as we say, listen, the kids are in school, grandkids are in school. Give a call to the relatives. Start thinking about having that family meeting and all get together, because there's nothing worse than having all of a sudden stuff left to you, and you don't know what somebody has got. You don't know what their wishes are.
Right.
And that's no way, you know, to work into that, because all of a sudden now it's your responsibility, or you're splitting it with a family. If you don't know what people's wishes are and you don't know what they wanted, that's tough.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, we like to solve the problems before they happen.
Right.
And we can make sure that these things are just in good order.
Right.
And it's all a very smooth transaction or transition when it happens.
Yeah, absolutely, Jeff. So establishing a trusted contact.
Yes, and this is a big thing, much more than in the past. We're hearing a lot more about it. But it's just letting your advisor know somebody to call if they can't get a hold of you, or there may be a concern with your health or your circumstances.
Right.
And so the trusted contact is something that we ask people about. They don't have any powers. There's, you know, they can't sign anything for you or have access to your accounts, but it's just someone that we can get a hold of in case we can't get a
Right.
hold of you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So if this is ringing a bell and you're saying in the back of your head, I know we got to do this. Listen, now is a great time to get yourself organized so you know how your money is working for you. You start with a call to SC Parker LLC. They're right there on Main Street in Williamsville. Jeff will be happy to work with you. 632-6800, scparker.com. Give them a call or log on today.
Add beauty and edibility to your landscape with North America's largest native edible fruit on the next Melinda's Garden Moment. I'm Melinda Myers.
Fashions for AM Buffalo hosts are courtesy of Lord & Taylor, conveniently located at the Galleria Mall in Cheektowaga.
Welcome back to AM Buffalo. Although the summer season may be coming to an end, there's still time to add a pop of color to your garden. Gardening expert Melinda Myers is back with an edible addition you may not have heard of. Take a look.
Add beauty and edibility to your landscape with North America's largest native edible fruit, the pawpaw. These 15 to 20 feet tall trees start producing large fruit with a strong aroma, sweet banana-like flavor, and consistency of custard when 6 or 7 years old. Plant at least 2 different varieties to ensure pollination and fruit formation. Here at the Berner Botanical Gardens, they're growing 2 species and 3 pawpaw varieties in this planting. Watch for the early spring dark purple flowers and the flies and beetles that pollinate them. Berner credits their consistently large harvest to growing several varieties and the abundant pollinators in their garden. Harvest the large fruit when they're soft to the touch and separate easily from the tree. Use them as soon as possible, as they only last a couple of days at room temperature and a week when refrigerated. I'm Melinda Myers. Check out our website for this and other gardening tips.
Thanks, Melinda. And now Linda catches up with Erie County Health Commissioner Dr. Gail Burstein. Here's what she has to say about the dangers of vaping.
Hi, welcome back. You have probably heard recently that medical experts are concerned with vaping being detrimental to your health. Well, Erie County Health Commissioner Dr. Gail Burstein is back, and she joins us to comment on this. Good morning. Nice to have you back.
Good morning.
And vaping, very, very popular with people who originally have given up tobacco smoking and went to vaping. And now we're finding out maybe not the magic bullet that everybody thought it would be.
Well, there's actually no medical evidence that shows that using electronic nicotine devices or vaping is an effective smoking cessation strategy. There have been no studies to show that people quit smoking when they turn to vaping instead of traditional cigarettes, because you're still smoking. I mean, you're just smoking something else, and that something else can have other dangerous contents in it. So, and the thing is that it's not regulated by the FDA, so we actually have no idea what the true contents are, even though the companies may put labels on them that say they have nicotine, or they don't have nicotine, or they have some additives, or they don't have some additives. We have no way to regulate that to know if it's really true. There have been studies that have actually analyzed the content of vaping juices and showed that many times the contents were not consistent with the label and the packaging, so you don't really know what's in it. We do know that many of the vaping juices have very, very high nicotine content, and even higher than traditional cigarettes. So people who haven't smoked before who get hooked by this, and the tobacco companies know this. I mean, they know this very well. That's why they're targeting young people to start them on the path to smoking, and they'll have them for many, many years if they catch them young. So I know that many people understand that smoking is bad for your health, and so had this hope that using electronic nicotine devices would really help them stop smoking, but it's just smoking something else, and that something else has other dangerous contents. There's generated fine particulate matter and larger particulate matter that causes inflammation in the airways. Now that we know that there's some product out there that we're really trying to define that is probably purchased on the black market, so probably not at a store, and it's it's causing significant amount of airway damage and inflammation. People need hospitalization. They need high dose steroids, and even if they recover, we don't know what the residual lung scarring will do to their lung function. And if that's a young person, it's their whole lives ahead of them with some type of pulmonary impairment.
So obviously it looks like more investigation is warranted to really see all this stuff, to see what it's actually going into the lungs and to regulate this. So you do know, but to also understand that they're already seeing problems with young people in their lungs.
Right. I mean, the symptoms, presenting symptoms and signs are kind of like non-specific, especially since we're getting into respiratory viral season. So people oftentimes present with a cough, shortness of breath, or chest pain. They could have some GI symptoms like diarrhea, vomiting, weight loss, and then they can get kind of general feeling ill, like really tired, having fevers. So that's not specific, and if you are vaping and you develop those symptoms, you should talk to your healthcare provider, go see your health provider. The way we make the diagnosis that this is vaping related is doing some radiologic films, either a chest x-ray or a CAT scan of the lungs, because there are classic signs that we see associated with these vaping related pulmonary illnesses.
just if you're-
and we treat this differently than another type of lung infection.
I think a lot of people still believe that if you're vaping rather than smoking, it's harmless. Anytime you're drawing something into your lungs, it is not harmless.
Right, and the companies are really misleading the public, saying that this is safe, that it's not addicted, and that is all lies.
Yeah. All right, doctor, thank you so much for your input on this. Listen, we have a website for you to go to if you would like more information. It's health.ny.gov.
And also, you can call the New York State Quit line. It's here right in Roswell, and they can give you information and help you start on the road to recovery from tobacco and nicotine addiction.
There you go, everybody. Good luck. Good luck. It's a new season. Give it a shot.
I have a question for you. Can you think of one dish that's been around for what seems like forever and continues to reinvent itself over and over again? If you said meatloaf, you're right. When the meat grinder was first invented and ground beef became commonplace, so did meatloaf. During the Great Depression, it was common to mix ground meat with oats, breadcrumbs, or other fillers as a way to get a good cheap meal on the table. These days, meatloafs are made with an assortment of meats and are full of all sorts of add-ins, giving each its own personality. One big trend we're seeing these days is finely chopped or shredded veggies mixed into the meat, everything from shredded carrot and zucchini to chopped eggplant. The meatloaf we're making today may look like any other meatloaf, but what sets it apart is that we've added finely chopped eggplant to the mixture of ground beef and pork.